Today on Making Yummy, we're taking leftover mashed potatoes and making this.
This is a total classic. It's even been made for royalty, and it's said that it's Julia Child's favorite soup. I'm talking about Vichyssoise, or potato and leek soup. But since I'm using mashed potatoes, the first thing I've got to do is make sure my idea holds water. Or I guess in this case, soup.
Tell me your secrets!
This wasn't working.
So I've been doing some research, and from what I can tell, it looks like this should work. But I've come across something that's really troubling. None of the recipes I've looked at tell you how to make the stock. And some even tell you to buy stock. But that's not how we do things.
Without a really great stock, you can't have a really great soup. So I'm just chopping up the green tops of the leeks, as well as some onions and carrots, two normal ingredients you find in mirepoix. Actually, I don't even know why they call it a mirepoix. But anyways, we're also going to be adding some fennel. After chopping up all my vegetables, I added the onions and the leeks to a preheated stock pot, and then later the fennel and carrot. Now I'm just looking to sweat down the onion and the leek before I add the other vegetables. And once my onions and leeks have turned a little bit translucent, and the other ingredients have come up to temperature, I'm going to add 3 quarts of purified water, making sure we don't forget our mushrooms and our bouquet garni, which we've made earlier. Okay, hold up. Stop the video.
Okay, so I just looked it up, and it turns out that mirepoix is actually named not after the guy who made it, but after Charles Pierre Gaston Francois de Lévis, Duc de Lévis Mirepoix. He's the guy who employed him. He's the guy who employed the guy who made this.
Anyways, all we're gonna do is bring our stock up to a boil and then down to a simmer, and we're gonna let it cook for about 45 minutes. After that, we're gonna strain it out, and it's that simple. You've now made your own vegetable stock, and the rest of this recipe is even easier. All we're gonna do is melt 2 tablespoons of butter in our Dutch oven. Then we're going to add our leeks and slightly sweat them down. Once we've done that, we're gonna add our stock and bring it up to a boil and cover it. Now we're just gonna let that cook for about 10 minutes. And if you didn't have mashed potatoes already, here's exactly what you should do. Just add the potatoes when you add the stock and let them cook for the 10 minutes, then fish them out, and we're gonna pass them through a ricer, and that should be good enough for us. Now we're just gonna pass our mashed potatoes through a sieve, and this is gonna help create that creamy texture that we're looking for in Vichyssoise. Now we're gonna blend our leeks and stock together to make a creamy soup. After that, we're gonna add our mashed potatoes 1 spoonful at a time, making sure to mix thoroughly. And I'm gonna add in some creme fraiche. Now if you add a lot of milk, butter, and cream to your potatoes, then you may wanna hold off on this until you've tasted it. But if not, then go ahead and add them. And then finally, some salt and pepper to taste. And then we're gonna add some chives. And now we just gotta plate it up. And I'm gonna add a little bit of extra creme fraiche and some chives. And voila.
And there you go. A perfect way to use leftover mashed potatoes. Now if you want to see my other leftover videos, check up here.